Hey there, Mindy Bartlett Squillace, Marketing Solutions Mama. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the squeeze page and why opt-in rates and actually the squeeze page itself are not nearly as important as people are leading you to believe. I know you've probably never heard this idea before, but what I want to do is show you what is important, what does matter, and exactly what the squeeze page is really all about. People make a huge deal out of it, and it actually should not be that big of a deal. If you stick around to the end of this video, I'm going to lay out a plan for you and show you exactly what is important in this business. So let's talk about your overarching goal because I think sometimes this really gets lost. Your goal in this business, especially in the make money online niche, is to make money online, right? Okay, let's make that a little bit bigger. Well, in order to make money online, we need to convince people that what we are selling, what we have to offer them is worth buying, and more specifically, it's worth buying from us. Okay, let me say that again. We are trying to convince people that what we have to sell is worth buying, and more specifically, they should buy that from us because obviously we're not the only ones selling products unless we've created them ourselves. All right, now that we understand that, let's look at the big idea of how we go from getting people onto our list to buy from us and back up and look at the process that has to precede this. So here it is. We create some sort of ad copy or copywriting that goes along with this ad. Now, how much copy you have in your ad is going to depend on the type of ad you create. I'm going to explain this in detail, but I want you to kind of have in your mind that the first way that you get in front of people that are not yet on your email list, your first impression is through your ad copy. Okay, that makes it important, right? You're making essentially a first impression. And then you send them, if they're interested about your ad copy, then you send them to your squeeze page, right? And then the squeeze page is merely the vehicle that they use to get the free thing that you've offered in your ad copy. So they click on your ad, they go to that squeeze page, and that is where they give you their email address. And then they get the free thing. All right, so let's dive into this a little deeper. So here's the real question that I want you to ask. What is the squeeze page really for? Is it for capturing the email addresses of as many people as you can? Is it for capturing email addresses of certain qualified people? Or is it for capturing email addresses of a select few highly targeted people? Now, obviously, if you're trying to get anybody and everybody onto your email list, then you just want as many people as you can. However, in order to get people to buy from you, I'm going to show you how you actually want to be a little picky about who you're attracting. So here's the role of the squeeze page. Now, the role of the squeeze page can differ depending on a couple factors that I'm going to talk to you about. But let's look at what the squeeze page is there for. Now, in simple terms, it's there to get the email address, right? But here, let's look a little bigger and think of the squeeze page as something a little bit more important than just getting the email address. It needs to be congruent. It must be the congruent link between the ad and the free thing. Now, that's a must. It can, if you choose, the squeeze page can give more information about the free thing. It can, if you choose, simply stay out of the way. It simply gets the email address and does nothing else. That means you want it to be simple. Or it can reinforce the decision to give the email. All right, let's look a little deeper. So what's really important in this three-step process? Everything that precedes and follows the squeeze page. The squeeze page actually doesn't have much of a role or doesn't need to have much of a role. We give it way too much importance. I'm going to explain this in more detail, but let's think about the ad copy itself. This is where the initial contact is made. This is where you are first presenting that free thing to the person, whoever that person is. This is where the interest and the intrigue actually begins. They see the ad, they read the ad copy, they see the picture, whatever it is you have on there. This is where they start to develop an expectation about what they're going to get as their free thing. And this is where the initial conversation takes place. Let me go a little bit further. This is really where they make the decision as to whether or not they're going to give you their email. People in especially the make money online niche know when they see an ad with a link that 9 out of 10 times, even more than that, they're going to be redirected to a squeeze page. So the squeeze page in so many people's minds holds a lot of the decision making, importance, but that's really not the case. Most people make the decision as to whether they're going to give their email address as soon as they read the ad, see what the free thing is, if it's something they think could benefit them, if it's something that piques their interest, if it's something they want to see and check out, then they will proceed to the squeeze page. So a decision has already been made by the time people are redirected to the squeeze page. So let's talk about who you're really trying to talk to in your ad. Well, the answer needs to be based on the free thing you're giving away, and the answer really needs to be based on your avatar. And I've talked to you about avatar before. If you are new to me and you just found this video, then you need to look and see my video on creating your avatar, because that's a very, very important part of this process. If you haven't gone through my training course, then I talk about avatar there. So definitely click the link. I'm sure there's a link below this video where you can get access to my training course. Do that. So who are you trying to talk to? Well, if the free thing is teaching newbie marketers how to create a simple squeeze page, for instance, then you need to make sure that your ad copy is geared towards those people. You need to make sure that that free thing is going to actually do what you promise it's going to do in the ad copy. All right, let's move on. So how important is the squeeze page? Well, that depends. Now, I told you it's not that important, and that's true, but the importance does depend on the type of ad you are using to attract your buyers. I'm going to give you a couple of examples of that so you can see what I mean. It also depends on the amount of information given in the ad, which goes back to the type of ad. Some ads you can only give 3 lines of information, and so you don't have a lot of characters or words to really tell them what that free thing is. So in that case, the squeeze page is going to play a little bit of a bigger role. And it also is going to depend on the free thing being offered. All right, let's go on. So let's look at some examples. Let's think about different marketing campaigns. Let's say you create a YouTube video with a call to action. Now, in that case, these people have chosen to watch your video. They found your video, they watched your video, and you have a call to action, something like click the link below to blah, 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 whatever that free thing is. Now, if they've watched your video, they already have a lot of information about who you are, about how you present material. And if they've watched the video and they've decided to click the link to your squeeze page, the chances are they already know what they're going to do. So that squeeze page is simply a step they need to take to get what they already know they want. Now, if you've created a Facebook ad, and I'm going to show you an example of a Facebook ad that I've created, you have a little bit less room, less time to make a first impression. So sometimes people will click on that Facebook ad, and then the squeeze page and the information they see on there is going to help complete that decision-making process for them. The Warrior Form or other sales letters platforms, sales letters give you a slew of space to give information. You can have videos in there, testimonials, screenshots, words, phrases. You can really dig deep down and tell them exactly what they should expect to get when they get your free thing. And if people read that and then they decide to make the second decision, which is to click on that squeeze page, chances are their mind has already been made up. Next, we have a solo ad. Now, again, that's similar, less information that you can get from a sales letter, but a solo ad, if it's congruent, can give you information about what that free thing is. However, I'm actually going to show you an example of a solo ad I found that is completely misleading, in which the squeeze page actually completely distracts and gets in the way from getting someone's email address. Also, Google and Bing PPC, I said earlier, there are some forms of advertisement where you don't get a lot of space. In Google and Bing, you actually are going to need to use those squeeze pages to give more information so that people can make a more educated decision as to whether or not they want to give you their email address. Here's the free thing. Let's talk about this. Now, I'm going to create another video really digging down deep into what your free thing needs to be, because this is hallmark. This is the first impression you make as someone that is going to give value and educate the people on your list. So if you send out some sort of silly PLR or really low quality thing as your free thing, you can pretty much guarantee that that lead you just got is not going to ever give you any money. But the free thing, in order for this whole scenario to play out well, it must be what was expected, obviously. It should be of high value, extremely high value. It should be something you created. Again, no PLRs. And this is the first impression, so it's big. It shows how much value you give away for free, how much knowledge you have, who you are, how you present material. So please do not skimp on this. Don't pay someone else to create it. If you pay someone else to create it, you still need to put your own flair in there. You need to make sure that this is good quality content. So how do we actually measure the effectiveness of the squeeze page? Well, it depends on a few things. The type of ad you're using to attract those buyers. Again, if you are creating a squeeze page that's going to sort of give information and fill in gaps that the ad, for whatever reason, isn't able to provide, then it plays a really big role, and that's when the opt-in rate and percentage tells you a lot more about how well this whole simple funnel is working. And it depends on how much of a role and what role it plays, like I said, and that depends on the ad and whether or not those opt-ins are qualified buyers. Again, I'm going to show you an example in which, even though there are going to be people that are going to give their email address, these are not, a lot of them, going to be qualified buyers. So when you're thinking of creating this ad copy to squeeze page to free thing, you really want to make sure you have a very thorough understanding of who you are trying to attract. Okay, so now what? Well, you need to create awesome ads. And what I mean by that is the ad copy. It needs to, every day we are exposed to advertising. Every day we are presented with opportunities to give our email addresses, give our phone numbers, whatever that advertiser is asking for. And we make decisions. It's actually getting more difficult to create good ads because a lot of people are just using the same tactics over and over. So you need to be unique. You need to be intriguing. You need to stand out. Use every bit of space available or enough to clearly explain what that free thing is and its benefit to the prospect. Remember, you start out with a certain audience on your ad copy. From there, you have a much smaller audience that comes to that squeeze page. And again, if you've done a good job in the ad copy, using all that space, telling them what they're going to get, then the squeeze page is merely an automated step in the process. Create squeeze pages that help or at least don't hinder getting the process of turning the person into a lead. So what I mean by that is sometimes the ad copy gives a lot of great information and people just want to go and give their email address, and then there's a ton more to read or a ton more to do. You don't want anything to stand in the way. You want to make it simple. However, there are times when giving information in the squeeze page can be helpful, and I'm going to show you that. So now what? Tweak one aspect at a time. First, work on tweaking your ad to get as many people to see your ad and do something about it. Take action. Then look at your squeeze page and see if there's any way to make it better. I'm going to show you 3 very different squeeze pages and how these 3 very different squeeze pages have different roles in the process. Tweak one aspect at a time and then make sure your free thing is something that people are looking at, they're using, they're liking. See if you can get information back from people to see if they really are enjoying what you are giving them. Again, that's your first impression. That's the first time you are in the driver's seat as someone who's giving value and educating them. So let's look at this example. This is an example of a solo ad I received the other day. And I want to read it to you. It says, anyone who knows will tell you I'm a pretty unruffled fella, but this sweet little website got me puzzled. So I wanted to get your opinion and see what you think of it. I'm not asking for a scrupulous analysis, just an opinion. Here's what you need to do next. Check out this site now. Let me know what you think. If you get any sites you think I should check out, include your reply. Okay, this is a solo ad. So this person that sent this out to me, I happen to be on his list. I am on his list because I'm intrigued by the way in which he markets. And so I clicked on this link right here, right? So let's talk about this as ad copy. Do I have any idea what I'm getting? No. So what I do want to do in this case is I want to click on this, but am I a qualified buyer? Am I even really someone who's going to purchase from here? Do I know what I'm getting? Do I know what this is? No. So the only reason I'm clicking is out of intrigue. Okay. Now, in my opinion, this is not what you want to do. You do not want to attract anyone and everyone who just happens to get this email and is interested in learning more because this ad copy tells me nothing. This is going to fill your email inbox with a bunch of people that really aren't qualified, that don't really care what you have to say, that aren't looking for the right reasons. So this ends up costing you a lot more money. You think you're getting a big list, but you're getting a big list of people that really aren't targeted to what you want. So let's see what happens. I click this link and I'll show you where I was redirected. So I was redirected to this squeeze page. So you can see this is a very generic squeeze page. This was a timer that was clicking down from 50 or something like that. Rapidly generate income online using a newly developed formula without ever picking up the phone. Now, so he told me to look at the website. I was redirected to this simple squeeze page. And again, I have no clue what this is. So in no way do I even qualify? In no way do I know what I'm getting here. So I'm simply, the free thing I'm getting is more information, right? Not very exciting. In my opinion, this is attracting everybody, but not necessarily who is going to buy from you. So let's look at what happens when I enter in my email and I click this. I'm redirected to a webinar. I'm redirected to a webinar that obviously is trying to sell me into a certain business. I don't know what this business is, but what I want you to understand is that if you go back here, I was supposed to check out a little website that has him puzzled. Obviously, that was simply to get me to go here to give my information. There is no congruency between these 3 steps. And I want you to see that. So yes, there are going to be certain people that give their email address, but the chances of the people that opt in from this solo ad ever joining this company or buying other things from you is very low, because this was misleading. You really have no clue what you're doing, and before you know it, you've ended up on some 30-minute webinar and you still have no clue what you're looking at. So there's my opinion on that. Now let's look at a Facebook ad that I've created. This is a Facebook ad that I created a little bit ago. Get the 4-step formula this mom of 3 created to generate up to $1,000 a day online. Watch the short video now. And then down here it says, let me show you exactly how you can duplicate my results, create an extremely successful business for you and your family working just 2 hours a day. Okay, so in this ad, what I've done is I've tried to fill up all the space I have. Now, if you click learn more, there is more copy there. But in here, I have a picture of my kids. I have moms that want to work from home. I have geared this in towards moms who want to work from home. You know that you're going to get the 4-step formula, and you know that, and I tell you down here to click here to get more information, okay? So once you click on that, now this is where the testing is taking place, and I'll show you a couple of different squeeze pages I have. So one of them, you click learn more, and you are redirected here. I have a video. Now, let me explain why I've done this. What I try to do with my squeeze pages depends on the ad, but in this case, I'm trying to qualify people before they even give their email address. I'm giving them a taste of who I am, of how I present material, of my voice, of my demeanor, because as humans, there are certain little quirks about people that just completely turn us off. So I'm trying to get all of that out of the way. I'm also trying to introduce myself. Now, it's only 2.5 minutes long, but what I'm trying to do is actually not get a high opt-in rate, but instead give people a taste of me so that they're not making a decision based simply on this. They're making a decision based on a little bit more of me, who I am, and me telling them what they can expect. So I'm not trying to further sell. I'm actually trying to sort of qualify people and have people make a decision right here, because once they hear my voice, they see me talking, then they see my email, it actually means more. If they've chosen to give me their email address, they've already decided, yep, first impression, I like her. Let's learn more. And video does wonders for that. Now here's another example. So instead of going there, another option is they click here and they're redirected here. Now in this example, because I didn't have a lot of space to give a lot of information as to what my 4-step formula is, and actually I had a $2,000 day, so I changed that here. So what I do here is I give them a lot of more information, and I have an example of the video so they know as soon as they enter their email address that another website is going to pop up with this video, okay? I'm trying to keep everything pretty consistent here. So again, this is adding information. Again, it's qualifying people, but I want to make sure before people give me their email address that they really want to learn what it is I have to say, okay? However, the third example, so they go from here and they click here. And this is the third example. Discover my 4-step formula, making $1,000 a day online. Now, what I've done between the ad and them clicking is I've tried to stay out of the way. So this is an example of simple, I don't want to get in the way. They see this, they go, huh, yeah, let me learn more. And they get here and they go, okay, cool, I'm going to enter my email address to learn more. So you see, the squeeze page can qualify people, it can give more information, or it can simply stay out of the way. So in conclusion, you need to start by thinking about who you are trying to attract. You need to create an awesome free thing. You need to create ad copy that excites, intrigues, and gets them to want the thing. And then make it easy and exciting to enter their email address. And then most important, you need to make good on your promise for greatness and keep the conversation going. The squeeze page should keep the conversation going, should either stay out of the way or give more information, continue the track of them giving you their email address and getting that free thing. So by getting them, and also you want to keep the conversation going by getting them to set up a time to talk to you, giving them amazing follow-up emails, answering more questions that your audience wants answered. Everybody is going through this. Help, I need somebody. I'm the worst singer in the world. But that's what everybody is thinking online. People want a mentor. People want someone that's going to give them value. And if you present yourself in that light and are able to be the person that starts answering questions for them that they didn't even know they had, then they're going to trust you. They're going to like you. They're going to feel like they know you, they get you, and they're going to want to work with you, and they're going to want to buy from you. And make it easy to get that thing, the free thing you've offered. Don't make them jump through hoops. Have it at the top of the email. Here it is. This is what you asked for. Click here now. Or simply redirect them there once they enter their email. And this is most important. Be genuine and be you. I have people come to me all the time and they say, I don't feel like I know enough. I don't know anything. People join people. And the best thing you can do is learn one thing and start teaching other people that one thing. And by attracting people based on congruent ad copy, squeeze page, and that one thing that you know, you're going to have people go, man, I like the way you presented that material. And then you just do that again. Learn something else that people are struggling with online. Learn that one thing. Give that one thing to the people on your list and continue to grow your audience. Now, I encourage you, if you've gotten value out of this and you want to learn more from me, contact me to set up a time to talk. I love free strategy sessions. I spend hours a day talking to people, helping people completely change their life, and this is not that tough. I'd love to teach you how to do this business. I encourage you to set up your first campaign, your first ad copy, your first squeeze page, and your first free thing. And then send it to me in an email. Email me at marketingsolutionsmama@gmail.com. Again, marketingsolutionsmama@gmail.com. Send me an email. Let's set up a time to chat. Create your first ad copy, squeeze page, and free thing. And then let's talk about it. Let me help you get your business going. Whatever niche you're in, there is a lot of money to be made online, and it is only getting easier to do so. So I'd love to help you make that happen. Signing off, this is Mindy Bartlett Squillace, Marketing Solutions Mama. Have an amazing day.